by the Punch TV. So much and then the first time I do her channel here. Subscribe my and like and share. We will switch our share our comment section or for my ebusian for some minimum a political trending story be up to for my chess. Ebusian for a gentleman, just a alphabet be a be a can ebusian for my uncle near uncle video name right by a munchimuna ever
got its own ethos, tradition, and belief systems. It's a Dankwa Buzia tradition. It's a Dumbo tradition. It's a conservative party. If you get selfish people, power-drunk people who are able to strip off the party of its own tradition, then the party itself suffers from identity crisis. So NPP at the moment is suffering from identity crisis. It has no identity. I don't know whether it is not the party that the BJ Daroches headed and led. We don't have the Jenim Boatens, the Udui Sykes, the Alajitis in the NPP anymore. And so, what is the identity now?
No, we have replaced them.
What is the identity
now? It's about make my family rich. Ghana borrows, then a Kufuado's family becomes rich. That's it.
I have made that point earlier, and I'm happy Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe is also saying it, that the first thing is to ensure that you rescue the party from the claws of Akufo-Addo and his remnants. Everything about Akufo-Addo and his remnants should be anathema. You just rid the party of those things. And then secondly, the national executives, okay, clear all of them off. None of them has what it takes to fit into the NPP's tradition that we know, the conservative elitist tradition. No. You should clear all of them and then later let the party sit down and do introspection, as I said. If they contact some of us who have done research about their own electoral defeat, we will give them wise counsel about why they perform, such, symbolically, in the election. Previously, we thought that President Akufo-Addo won the 2016 elections and Mahama was defeated in an unprecedented manner. If you put the votes together, the difference, and then you compare it to what is happening now, okay, this is a super monumental defeat. And so
complete annihilation.
And so rather than coming out with some of these nonsensical explanations as to why they think they lost and all that, they should sit down and do an introspection, because if they don't take care, the party is going to collapse. Because now people are going to rescue, very soon people will be rescuing for the soul of the party. And if they don't take care and sit down and listen to advice, then the party would collapse. I like what Vice President Bawumia said about his early concession. It's just that his handlers must, going forward, I'm sure he would want to be a candidate for another election. That is if the party itself would not, people in the party itself would not want to show him that when they were forming the party, he was nowhere to be found. But if they decide to let him in, I think his handlers should let them deal with his goof-out. See, the goof-out, unnecessary laughter in the middle of speech when there's nothing funny. It doesn't, he's a gentleman, and so he should be himself and then speak like the way he wants to speak, but not those goof-outs. It shouldn't come. But look, I would want to comment. If it is good, it is good. If it is commendable, it is commendable. That he was able to see way ahead of time that the party had been decimated in terms of the electoral results, and so quickly came out to concede defeat. I think it's something that we will have to comment, because, well, he could have just said, well, let's wait till the Electoral Commission declares the final results, and there would have been tension and all that. So that one, I give it to him. I think he did well. We must commend him. And you see, it's also a political strategy. Sometimes politicians do this in anticipation of their future electoral fortunes. President Akufo-Addo was described as a very violent person and all that. But in the by the time it's proving him to be that bad. 2012 election and after the 2030 election petition, You saw how he considered. I disagree with the judgment, but I respect it. And then that was sort of a statement he made that helped in dousing some of the perceptions that people had about him in preparing him to come and swindle us in 2016. And all that. So I believe that Bawumia made also this concession in anticipation of the fact that tomorrow he may want to be putting himself out there for internal electoral contestation, and he may want to lead the party again. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, we can only wish him well. But the point is that whether the NPP would be able to resurrect, or whether the NPP will remain a political party again or not, is dependent on how President Mahama takes this huge mandate that have been given to him by the good people of Ghana. And I believe, I know and I believe that he does not take this mandate lightly. And so he will govern in a manner that will be reflective of this huge mandate that has been given to him by the good people of Ghana. And if he's going to do that, then I pity the NPP, because then it will be difficult for them. And so, yes, I wish the NDC well. If they do things well and Ghana benefits, we all stand to gain. Okay, so we'll have to wish them well. But I pray that the NPP is able to hold itself together now that they would have to rescue for the soul of the party, and now that they will have to be doing things, think about doing things differently. They will have to reach out. All others that Akufo-Addo chased away, they will have to, or the custodians of the traditions of the party that Akufo-Addo chased away. One man, you allowed him to do all these to the party. Now look at the party. There is no, like I said, the NPP as now is the most unattractive political party. If I'm not afraid, I'll say the most unattractive political party in the whole of Africa. And yeah, the most unattractive. Look at the performance. A party in government. And then you are giving flimsy excuses that our people didn't go to vote. Who told you? Your people didn't go to vote. But have you interrogated why they did not go to vote? Well, that's why you don't want to talk about that.
2 million supporters didn't.
How did they know? And have you interrogated why they didn't go and vote? So rather than tickling yourself and trying to cover up for your own incompetence, inertia, and bad governance, you should sit down to do a proper introspection. There is a reason why the people didn't go out to vote.
Let's hear from Stephen Ntim is the national chair of the NPP. The NPP, they addressed a press conference this week to lay out the issues and then also the specific case that they intend to make to have a 5-member committee set up to reflect and do an introspection of what led to their defeat and do a preparation of what going forward. Take a look.
The leadership of the NPP went into the 2024 general elections with a lot of hope and positivity. Our aim was to secure an emphatic victory at the polls, and we worked very hard at it. As a party, we put in our best efforts in the campaign. I commend all members of the various campaign teams of the party, from polling stations to the national level, who also put in their very best in the campaign. Equally, I deeply appreciate the dedication and commitment of all members, sympathizers of the New Patriotic Party for your tireless efforts. There is no doubt that the outcome of the elections was not what we hoped for. We may not have won the battle, but we haven't lost the war on the quest for a better Ghana, shaped by the ideals and philosophies of the New Patriotic Party. As leadership of the party, we share in the pain of all party faithful who have been devastated by the outcome of the elections. We understand your disappointments because we feel it too, just as the hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians who invested their hopes and dreams in this campaign do. As a party that was formed by individuals from all sectors of our society who are motivated by the ideals of development and freedom, we seek to grow the individual liberties of our people by growing a strong democracy. The party will, in the months of January 2025, set up an effective and objective election review committee to undertake a post-mortem into the outcome of the election. The committee will engage all party stakeholders and the general public on the factors and circumstances leading to our defeat. We have a firm belief that the work of the election review committee will enable our people to express their concerns and to bring out suggestions and reforms, changes, and other critical issues necessary to restructuring our party. One critical area that must occupy the attention of the election review committee is the possible need for constitutional amendments.
Stephen Ntim, the national chairman of the NPP there, and that's why I bring in the Honorable Andy Apiakubi, because you went into this election, as your chair said, it's not just the national election outcome, the presidential election outcome that did not favor you. Your constituency election outcome did not favor you as well, although an independent candidate who was from your stock won. But he talks about a critical aspect of what he says will be his recommendation for the election review committee to pay attention to. That's a possible review of your constitution in terms of how party executives are elected, parliamentary candidates are elected, and even the flag bearer is elected. What's the issue there, really?
I thought you were going to make me a student of my colleagues, as all of them pour out.
Oh, you want to listen?
Okay.
I'll be coming to you. You are the focal point.
No, I think
but I want to have the specific case of the constitutional review that the chair wants the committee to pay attention to.
Then, Mr. Nkansah, if that's why I say, I haven't had the opportunity to speak on this matter.
No. You will.
Let us he wants to listen to us.
Your party chairman was tired the very day he was elected.
I just wanted to.
Your chairman, he was tired the very day he was elected. He was tired the very day he was elected, he was tired.
I would have wished to have
You will respond to all of them when they make the point.
Nevertheless, if I have
This is
a
the NPP that Darucha from Darucha.
so you know that our host is giving me
Bernard Jao Darucha.
right,
What?
So let me enjoy this small opportunity. Thank you very much, Afed. And I want to also encourage all NPP supporters who fortunately find themselves in this situation to consider the results of the election as reflection of the reality of the times. Simple. If we are that sober to understand that the votes represent the people's expectations and aspirations, then we start to look at how and why, and then try to amend our ways and make sure that we prepare better than ever before in our quest to recapture power in this country. Again, I heard the chairman of the party propose a constitutional review. I think the constitutional review is even past due, but I will take an opportunity to also propose a constitutional review of the national, because as you create leaders in the various political parties, they climb onto the national stage and become leaders of the nation and, of course, submit to an unwholesome constitution.
Okay.
All of us become losers. We have a constitution as a political party that is so flawed in our processes of selecting leaders within the party.
Your constitution is so flawed in the process of selecting.
Out of date in the selection of leaders in the party at various levels.
I see.
So, and like I said before, after our primaries, the monetization in our politics will not bring out the best candidates for the various positions. You know that if it becomes the highest bidder takes what's at stake, then you don't get the leaders who will be able to champion. Personally, I want to also thank the party for having given me the opportunity to serve in various capacities. Don't forget that I was a leader of the youth some time past.
Yeah.
Played a role. We had opportunity to interact with party members across the country. And those youthful years, I was able to run through the whole country from region to region. And I met a lot of people who are still very good friends, and I want to appreciate people like that. I've also had the opportunity of serving my members, my constituents, as the Member of Parliament for 2 terms, and I want to show appreciation to them. Whatever I could do within those times, I'm sure I brought the best out of me for the benefit of my people.
Okay. But if you say that the NPP constitution is so flawed in selecting people as at various levels, parliamentary candidates, party executives, flag bearer, what do you mean?
What I mean is that it is so easy for people to buy themselves out into political positions, and you may be able to buy yourself, use money to acquire positions, but that may not build the competencies you require to holding such offices. So once you maneuver to get into political positions, albeit with the support of an influence of materialism, you may not necessarily be the obvious choice for the positions. So the constitution needs amendment, as my chairman was saying. I would propose a situation where delegates into any conference are not known before they vote. That way, you'll be limited by the influence of money. Well, if we agree that each polling station should have delegates, 500 delegates, if constituency should have 500 delegates, then let's have a situation of all fully paid members being qualified to contest. And then you come into the polling center on the election day, we have a ballot full of papers saying yes and no. We want to vote, 500 people to vote to select. Let us have 500 yes, and let us have maybe 2,000 no. Then you put your hand in the box, you select a yes or no. Right. And if you select a yes, then you proceed to go and vote without recourse of any intervention with any person at all.
Right.
So you pick in the first booth, you pick a yes or no. You pick a no, you come back. You pick a yes, you proceed.
TV, so much and then the first time I do channel here. Subscribe my and like and share. We will share our comment section for my